West Wing. Yeah, we good.
Had you ever seen that one?
No, West Wing. That's another doctor show.
No, it's White House.
White House. No, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
No, definitely never seen.
No, it was really, really good. And but that was they did in one of the later seasons. They literally just did an episode that featured people that had actually like worked in the White House, like real people, not even the characters of the show, talking about their experiences and whatever, and then the characters kind of also talking. And it just had nothing to do with existing storylines or plots. It was like a complete one-off episode. And I mean, it was okay just because a little bit of the content was interesting, but that's not my preference. Stay true to the storylines and the characters.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there was another one I was thinking about too with the black girl. I just can't think of her name.
Which one?
And it's on the tip of my tongue, and I could see it was shot in L.A. and it was at this like apartment complex. Her name is
What the hell was that noise?
Damn, black woman TV show.
It wasn't The Reasonable Doubt, was it?
No, but Reasonable Doubt was good. But this is a little older than Insecure. I just typed in black woman TV show and it popped up. Shout out to Google. But Insecure was like that because it started out good, but again, when it gets to too many seasons, I found it to be mundane because, like you said, you can only smash, but so many. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, okay, we're just fucking 1,000 dudes here.
Yeah.
And
Gabrielle Union had a show like that too.
5 seasons. Yes, that was too long for that show.
Yeah.
You said Gabrielle had a show like that.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but Mary Jane, I think.
That sounds about
right.
right.
And she was just cycling through the dudes.
Yeah.
Neither one of us got around.
Yeah, but shows like that, they're cool, especially when they first come out. But it's just like, it's not so many. It's only but so many storylines you can circle through before. Like, you should probably end this at 3 seasons max.
I really think 3 seasons is a magic number. I think it's very difficult for a show to get past 3 seasons without getting into some weird territory.
It's difficult. But I've seen some shows be very successful with that. Like my favorite show of all time. Let me see how many Breaking Bad. Let me see how many seasons Breaking Bad had. Seasons.
I made it through 1.
5 seasons.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was awesome for 4 seasons. And the 5th season was like,
I couldn't. I tapped out.
But see, I think that's just because. But see, yeah, you only like specific type of things. I'm like broad. I like it all as long as it's good. You know,
I just didn't see where that was good. It wasn't believable. I didn't care about.
Why wasn't it believable?
Some half-assed high school teacher becomes a drug kingpin.
He wasn't supposed to be some half-assed. He chose family. He was really bright, and he had this $1 billion company that he really started, but he couldn't he had the family. He couldn't travel when he needed to make it successful and blow up. Yeah. So he chose to just stay a teacher while his compadres went and made the $1 billion. And
was that in season 1 or no?
That was in season 1. Yeah, you found that out.
Remember.
You found that out in season 1.
Oh, I didn't remember that in season 1.
Yeah, and
maybe I was so bored.
Yeah, well, he didn't start cooking the crack or whatever till the end of season 1.
Yeah, I just was out on him.
And then he had the cancer. I mean, you got to feel for him. He had the cancer going.
If I don't like you and you get cancer, it's a win for cancer.
Now, how he stayed alive for 5 seasons when he supposedly had aggressive cancer. I don't know.
Nah,
maybe that's whatever.
It's nonsensical.
Yeah.
I mean, West Wing had, I think, 7 or 8 seasons, and it was good. It evolved. Characters left, characters came in, and it was good. But
see that is good. What I can't. The only type of show that I can't stick around for are those police shows, the crime shows, I'll say, and those like the hospital type shows.
You don't like the medical drama?
Once it gets to 3, 4 seasons, 3, 4, 5 or whatever, it becomes so mundane. It's just they'll come up with a wrinkle to a new story. but it's the same shit for me. I'm saying for my viewer.
No. I mean, my general rule is it's extremely difficult for a show to be good for more than 3 seasons. I think, and what I've always said is that when you write the show, whoever's writing the show, creating the show, they have a natural arc in their head of what's going to happen.
Yeah. And
then by season 3, my theory is you kind of run out of that arc, but the show's popular and they're throwing money to everybody to continue it.
Bingo.
And then you just have to keep rolling with it.
Yeah, you have to figure something out.
And some people do better than others. Some shows do better than others.
Okay.
But my fundamental thing is if all shows were going to last no more than 3 seasons, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, we do not need to have these shows go 5, 8, 10, 20 years like Grey's Anatomy. You just don't need it.
And that's my fear with Paradise. Is because because he's been doing his rounds now. He was on ESPN like yesterday or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we just got approved for a new season."
Yeah.
And I'm already like, y'all should be wrapping this thing up by the next episode, which is the season ending, whatever, the finale. I'm like, okay, you found your wife. The whole thing has been surrounded by you trying to find your wife. You found your wife,
right?
Now they're gonna drag it out. I don't know. Maybe they surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't think you're gonna be surprised. But here's the thing. It's okay to wrap these shows.
It really is.
And what it does is it clears the deck for something new.
Yeah.
But if you're going to just be invested in a show for 8 or 10 years, like you're cock blocking a whole opportunity for another show to take place.
You know who's great at this?
Who?
50 Cent. He will pull a plug on a show, and it's not like he's just saying, okay, this show is over. I know you guys loved it, okay, but guess what? We got something new coming out.
Yeah.
In 6 months. Be on the lookout for it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so now, the Tommy show is over, but and I know you guys loved it, but now we're gonna do a spin up with Tommy and Tariq. If you know what I mean, it's something new. It's totally new. It's a new, whatever. And,
he's still organically going off the original thing.
Yes.
But instead of just going season 15 of Power,
bingo.
You're season 3 of Tommy and whoever.
Yeah.
And so you're basically instead of just running it for 15 years, you're parlaying it into a couple of spin-off shows and getting that same long duration and same money, but you're doing it in different formats, so you're kind of reintroducing a show, a format. You're not falling into the formula.
Yeah.
And most whether it's a sitcom, hour-long drama, they have a very defined arc. You'll have like House is one. You'll have a little banter with existing characters, then you'll have the medical problem introduce itself. And then it's like we're confused, patient's going downhill. We do this, and this. Now we have a solution. Now patient recovers. Now everyone ends happy. But it's every show, whatever it is, has like an arc for each episode that's basically the same.
No, 100%. Well, no need for an intro today. This is On the Bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem.
And you go right into an intro.
I mean, like our video.
Okay.
Our intro video. No need for an intro video, I'll say.
All right.
Okay. And that was just a little, we were talking about TV series and movies and the writing and the arc and how many seasons a show should really have. Hopefully you guys agree. If not, screw you.
If not, tell us.
If not, tell us as well.
Somebody gave me help on that. Yeah, Pam gave me the Mary Jane was the Gabrielle Union show we were talking about.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Pam.
She was running through guys.
Hopefully Pam isn't. Yeah. All right. I don't know who Pam is, so please don't turn off the show.
I'll just be devil's advocate and hope she is.
We got a good show for you guys coming up today, talking about a lot of sports, but also we got some other stuff as well. Like Jay-Z did an interview. He hasn't done one in 1,000 years. We'll talk about that. Wemby, he speaks. We should listen. Sweet 16 is here. It's among us. Got some NBA stuff. Got some NFL guys losing to guys that we've never heard of. A lot of stuff going on, man. The only thing I hate is like most of the time I'll say we get good timing with like a lot of these sports topics and stuff like that. We just get lucky. This week we were a little unlucky because the NFL versus the flag football guys.
Oh yeah.
We're a few days behind, but we still have some thoughts on it.
But what the hell was going on with that?
You wanna just go ahead and open with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we had NFL guys, young and old. We had, I guess, the existing Team USA pure flag football players.
Yeah.
And then you had one of the Paul brothers in speed running around out there.
Yeah, I show speed.
So what the fuck was going on?
So basically, yeah. So it was, these companies, they gave a lot of those guys some money to go out there and run around. But really, it also was a showcase just for the flag football guys to show, like, the talent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there had been so much talk about, okay, we're going to do this. The USA is going to compete, and we're going to throw a team in the flag football when the Olympics come around, who actually is going to be on this team. Some of these NFL guys really want to be on that team.
Right.
And so, so you got guys like Joe Burrow out there, and Saquon is out there. And like you said, I know Tom Brady and a couple of these other guys out there. But I believe
Peterson was out there. I mean, he's retired.
I believe maybe
Gronk was out there.
One belief is I don't think they could field a whole team of active NFL players at this particular time.
Okay.
So I think they did the best they could with just rounding out the team with some people that were interested in getting out there. You got 60-year-old what's his name? He's training. He wants to practice and make the team. The running back from way back, Darryl Green.
Darryl Green.
Yeah, he wasn't a running
cornerback.
back, though. He was a cornerback.
Cornerback, fastest man in the NFL.
Yeah. But he's
60.
Yeah.
Because he was an NFL player when I was still kind of like a kid.
Right.
And I'm not young.
So
did you ever see him in the fastest man thing? The NFL fastest man?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, like he beat like Herschel Walker, Willie Gault.
But he also was one of like the last, because that didn't stick around long. That the fastest man competition.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
they should bring it back.
I think so.
It was a great event.
I would watch that over anything the Pro Bowl has right now.
Oh, for sure.
Like over
for
anything.
Sure. No, it's a great event, and like I would not like. I mean, Willie Gault like ran in the Olympics. Herschel Walker was always noted to be fast. Rod was and like Green smoked everybody.
Yeah.
I mean that's insane.
He's 66, by the way.
He's 66.
So he would be 68 by the time this came around.
Yeah. And he thinks he's got a spot at the roster.
Well, he wants to try out. Yeah.
Was he involved?
He is trying out. He wasn't in this.
He was not involved in that.
No.
Training regimen wasn't up to par.
Wow. Maybe they wouldn't let him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably has to sign a bunch of waivers at 66.
I'm sure.
I would still like to see him go to the combine or run a time 40.
Why not?
At 60s.
Why not?
Yeah,
especially since he's training right now.
Dude, he was a crazy athlete.
He was a freak.
Super small guy though.
Yeah.
Like I think he was like 5'8", 170.
Yeah.
But just absolutely ran for the win.
And he had a solid NFL career, good NFL career.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. He should be.
Now, did this surprise you though? Like how because they got demolished. And
yeah, but see, okay. I didn't watch it. I'd prefer to watch it. But when you have some of these other guys out there, what are we doing? Are we really playing, or are we just dicking around?
Apparently they were playing. You got Joe Burrow out there throwing interceptions. He's in mid-season form. You got Brady out there.
Treating Joe Burrow like he's Trevor Lawrence. What's going on?
Saquon's out there. You got some interesting pieces out there now. It's not like
I mean, you brought Jalen Hurts. I don't think that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, it's not good for the NFL guys. But again, my point in saying who's out there and what are we doing, like, I don't think it was that serious.
Yeah, the Paul brother is what makes it bad. Because I show speed. I mean, if you just throw him out there with some NFL guys, that's fine, in my opinion. The Paul brother is what throws it off.
I think it's idiotic, and I do not like I show speed at all. And he's an athletic guy. Like he runs really fast. He's athletic. He can do a bunch of stuff, but he's not a football player. And when you get a guy out there, what he is the guy that you go play pickup basketball with. That's a great athlete, but makes it all about him. He's not there to like learn it. He's just there to show out and be a jackass.
And get some social media clips.
That's all he does. That's all that matters for him.
But my takeaway from it is that I don't think many, if any, NFL players should play or are going to play.
Really?
Yeah, for several reasons. Number one, from the clips I saw and from everything I saw, like it has a decent potential for injury. Like it's not even like, you know what I mean? I know they're not hitting, but just the way, like there was contact there. It's just natural.
Yeah, it's inevitable. If you watch 7-on-7 with kind of the high school kids,
That's kind of what that is.
People collide. There's collisions. There's contact.
And then number two, it is, and I've heard other people say this as well. It is a different sport. It's totally different, and it takes a while. It'll take time for those guys to practice and train and really get that down to be competitive in the Olympic space. And I don't think those guys have the time. I don't think those NFL teams are going to grant them the time to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus like in basketball, some of the rules are different, but the game is just so much. It's so many of the elements are still there for basketball. It's just some of the rules are different, right? So you take a couple of days and you just, hey guys, you know, these are the rules, blah blah blah. It's going to be more physical. It's 3 in the lane, whatever. That what they were playing is like, it was like, whoa, what is this? I didn't even know. I've seen flag football. I played flag, but I don't know if they changed it or it's just this is just something completely different. They were doing things that I had never seen before, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are my two takeaways from that.
I disagree because I think it's publicly out there and there's an expectation that NFL people will participate.
Yeah.
And I think commercially, nobody knows who these flag football guys are. Nobody cares. And so if they want any juice in this competition, they're going to have to use some NFL people.
But is juice, do you want to just win the gold or do you want to get some juice with the gold?
What do you mean? You can't do both?
I'm confident these guys are going to get the gold.
My point is this. What other countries are playing high-level flag football? I suspect this is going to be a cakewalk, whether we use NFL guys or not. Mm. But I will see this. I think it's not going to be. I think there's enough here. They're not going to do an all NFL player team.
Yeah.
There's going to be an integration of guys, and not everybody's useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's going to be some NFL guys that are like, yeah, we can use that.
I got you.
And I just think commercial wise that's the thing. And again, the NFL players, like, they don't have an Olympic outlet. And at the end of the day, participating in the Olympics is really a great experience.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think they want to. I think there's NFL people that want to do it. There's commercial reasons to support it, and who's going to tell them no?
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. I mean, I thought this was funny. This is kind of like more my lane. So the French national team for soccer, they've arrived in America. They're going to play in Mass Boston or whatever in a couple weeks. And Bijan Robinson, the Atlanta Falcons back, showed up at their camp and kind of did some footage with different guys. And I was laughing because he takes a picture with Mbappe. And I just looked for curiosity's sake. Bijan's a good NFL player, fairly big name, not Tom Brady.
Damn good though. Yeah.
But he has 1.2 million Instagram followers, and Mbappe has 130 million. And I was like, damn, there's a big difference in that picture.
You said 13?
No, Bijan has 1.2 million. Mbappe has 130 million.
Yeah. No,
so it's just like, I was like, this is a big difference.
Yeah, no, huge difference. Soccer is like, on another level. I find that football is like, as far as social media following for the, overall, they're like one of the last, even out of.
For sure.
Like NBA, MLB has more.
And that's why I do think that there will be NFL players really drawn to the Olympic spotlight.
To get more exposure.
Yeah. And I think first off, to have that moment, to do the Olympic opening ceremony walk, to be in the Olympic Village, to be a part of that scene, and then then to win the gold and raise your profile.
Yeah.
And one thing that must happen, Jameis Winston needs to be involved in the telecasting of this. He does. He absolutely has to be. I mean, could you just imagine Jameis like moving through the Olympic Village, talking to people, just asking questions and having a good time. That has to be a part of it. So whoever has the Olympics, I think it's NBC, offer Jameis a bag to do something.
No, 100%. 100%. Well, moving along here, we have reached the Sweet 16. The Sweet 16 is set. All right, so you got some good basketball coming your way. It will be without my team, the Florida Gators, as we lost a heart clincher. And I wish we would have got our college basketball analyst on.
Yeah, Michael
to talk more about it.
He's too busy.
Yeah. Busy guy during this time. The one thing I'll say, because I do want to get your thoughts on like the Sweet 16, but just what I, because a lot of people were hitting me up about the Gators and stuff like that. But like I don't know, I wasn't mad or sad or whatever. It's like
you really didn't have a reaction.
I didn't have like a visceral reaction or something. It was a really close game. It was a good game. You lost, but I mean the Gators are in a great spot. I mean we lost all of our guards last season. They had a great season this season. I mean it's a hell of a coach. I mean he has to be a top 3, top 5 coach in the game. He's fucking phenomenal, and and you're gonna get a lot of these guys to come back for next season aside from your big man. So. I mean, I think they're in a great spot. You're not going to win the fucking championship every single year. Most
of the Gator guys that I know at work, they were pretty pissed, pretty disappointed with the loss because you guys have been playing great.
Yeah.
And then lost the one game in the SEC, and that was kind of, hey, maybe it's a wake up call. We'll play better. But the couple things that to me, from a Gator perspective, were pretty crushing is. Your guy does have a good reputation as a coach, but then his decision, on the final defensive possession to press, really didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I know he kind of explained that they had a certain plan, but at the end of the day, Iowa was struggling to get good shots against the set defense, and they hadn't. The press had been on a lot during the game. It wasn't very disruptive on the whole, and I just thought it was a peculiar thing. And then even if you're going to press, why guard the ball? You just created a numerical disadvantage.
That's the only thing I have. And I wonder if that was a player issue or a coach issue. Like after the game,
I think whether there's a guy on the ball or not is a coach issue.
You think so?
I don't think I don't think you leave a dead ball huddle and the instruction is we're not guarding the ball, we're doing this. And somebody goes and guards the ball, just on their own accord. That's kind of.
We've seen 1,000 more crazier things.
I don't know.
We've seen 1,000 more.
That's pretty wild.
Things. But that was just my initial reaction when watching that.
And then coming back the other way, just you had time to get a shot, and the guy just kind of really mismanaged the situation.
Yeah,
thought he apparently had way more time than he did.
Yeah.
And so they really to finish on the game on a really good basketball game on two mistakes essentially.
Yeah.
But the thing that I thought about like the day of the game, and I didn't realize it was the Iowa coach that John Pikavich put me onto him last year. He's like, this guy is brilliant. He's a great coach. He's like, he could be like the next Brad Stevens. And then I was like, the day of the game, I totally found. I'm like, wait a minute, he's the coach of Iowa. This is going to be a good game.
Yeah,
because of that guy. He's gonna. They won't get blown out. They're gonna, they're gonna do whatever, good smart stuff. They'll do whatever. They might lose to a better Gator game, but this dude's going to compete.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that was it. Yeah. But he was at Drake the year before and pulled like a first round upset on somebody. Might even get a second round too, but lost a close game to go out, and then he got the Iowa job. And so he's kind of like, I mean, not the same immediate success, but like there are some parallels with Signetti almost, because he brought a lot of players with him. That the white guard that made the pass to hit the shot, he's been with him since Division II.
Oh wow!
So he started at Division II together, won national championship Division II, moved to Drake, moved to Iowa. So he's been with him the whole time.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What are some of your other as far as the field of the 16?
Yeah, I mean, the Duke Connecticut bracket is brutal for me. So Duke will play St. John's, who's with Rick Pitino, they're tough out, and Duke has not been amazing so far. And then on the other side, they got Connecticut and Michigan State, and I'm obviously rooting for Connecticut, but Michigan State's tough. They have To me, like watching players is interesting. That Cohen Carr for Michigan State, incredible athlete, like amazing leaper and dunker. Really intrigued to see what he turns into as an NBA player. Doesn't shoot it real well right now, and he's not like a playmaker. So I'm not quite sure, but there's enough athletically that and competitively that you're like, this guy's going to find a place. Then the other guy, Arkansas, I'm not sure who Arkansas is playing. Do you have the matchups up or no?
Yeah.
Darius Acuff, have you seen him?
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely one of the guys I've been watching.
Yeah, really, really enjoy him.
So they're going against the number 1 Arizona team.
Arizona, that'll be a good matchup. I'm rooting for Arkansas. I like Acuff. I'm on board with him.
He's been moving up the draft board pretty fast here, and you might not like this, but Kendrick was one of the first guys on national TV to kind of talk about him. He'd say he'll take him number 1 overall.
I was talking to John about this the other day. He's a great scorer. He's gotten some criticism as a defender. I don't quite know how big he is.
They say he's about 6'3" from last time I looked him up.
So like the reality is there's not a lot of 6'3" franchise players in the league right now. And the league doesn't seem to be moving in the direction that that's going to be a thing. And so to take him number 1 could be a big ask. Because you're really taking him because you think he's going to be a superstar.
I mean, at number 1,
yeah,
1,000%.
And so,
well, anywhere in the lottery, honestly. I mean,
yeah,
like
but certainly number 1.
Yeah, but yes, but 2 or 3, like anywhere in the top 5, I'll say like you have to really believe, and that's because of the field that you have. It's not a weak draft,
right?
So like if you choose to take him over AJ, over Cam, over Peterson, you have to be really effing sure.
Well, that's why I emphasize taking him number 1 is such a huge statement.
Yeah.
Now you get him at 3 or 4. Hey, other guys went in front of him. This was we love him here. We're happy to get him.
Like here's the question. You get to 3 or 4 or 5, and Acuff and Darrell Peterson is on the board.
Depends on what you believe about Peterson's, like whatever the hell was going on this year. Like if you can't figure that out and be really comfortable that was an aberration, I'm taking Acuff. Yeah. And I mean the 2 guys that like, and it's another discussion I wanted to have. So you've got Acuff and Boozer still in this thing. And they've played consistently the whole time. They've done been good team players, good performers the entire time. And then the other side of that is you get Peterson, who's missed a bunch of time, and honestly, he played like shit against St. John's. Had a bunch of soft turnovers. He played the entire game, which is progress.
It's progress.
And then you got AJ DeBonsa, who they paid I guess $7, maybe $8 million to for a first round exit. Like, was that worth it?
He balled out.
He balled out, but like, and the bigger question is, what is the value of paying that much to this type of guy? Like, is it worth it? If you don't,
BYU? They're in the NIT if he's not there. So that's the value.
But what was the value of that?
To making the tournament? That's a great question. I don't have the answer to that, but I'm sure it's a value there.
They've been in the tournament before.
But this team was not making the tournament without him.
Right, but it also emphasizes the thing. If you have it where you can basically go get him, and then the rest of it doesn't match him, then you get what you get.
Yeah, but I just wonder what is the value of making a tournament versus the NIT. I think that's
from
a great
financial
question.
standpoint, yeah.
I think that's a great
and
question.
I don't know. I mean,
and then comparing that to what you gave him, I think that's a great question.
And then again, you can look at it economically and be like, well, we sold so many more shirts and we had so many more TV games because of him, and there's probably you probably made the money back.
Yeah.
But was it worth that? Like, I mean, is it just to get knocked out in the first round and kind of have an uneven season?
And for him, was it worth it?
Yeah. I don't. For me, I think it's stupid that they have to go to college.
Yeah.
If you're as good as some of these guys are, go to the league.
Yeah.
I don't. The one and done makes no sense to me. You're basically, and I mean, I think he did. Again, what did he get out of this year? Obviously, what did Peterson get out of this year? Like, play and not play and all this stuff. I just don't see the value in it. And the other guy did Mikael Brown from Orlando.
Yeah,
He's had back problems and whatever. I mean, is this a 19-year-old guy with a bad back who's maybe not going to reach his potential because
apparently,
of that?
what's his Will is like super high on him. Matter of fact,
no, he's incredible. I mean, when he played, he was great.
He called in to Stephen A. show. Did you see
really?
that?
No.
He put it on social media. He called it the Stephen A. show because Stephen A. was he was questioning Mikael Brown, and Will called and was like, "No, you got this totally wrong, Steve. He's going to be the best player coming out of this draft. You can book it. Come back 2 years later, and you'll say Will Lee told you this." And I mean, I know he's a local guy, so I've tried to follow him or whatever. But yeah, those injuries, it made it tough for me to.
Well, that's
keep
the
up
thing.
with him.
He had a stretch where he was really playing great.
Yeah.
And to me, he's a phenomenal player. Ability-wise, he should be a potential all-star. But are these injuries that he had this year legitimate?
Yeah.
And if they're back injuries, are we looking at a guy that may not be able to fulfill his potential because of that?
Yeah, because that's the back is that's serious, man.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Porter Jr. never reached what he's a good NBA player, but without his back trouble, he was projected to be so much more.
Yeah,
and I mean, Larry Bird's career ended with a bad back. I hope it's not. I hope it's just whatever, excessive precaution or whatever. But if your back's not good enough to survive a 30-plus game college season, it's not going to be better in the NBA. It's just, that's just reality. So, I think there's really a mixed bag of kind of like the elite guys, how they performed and what they meant to the schools that they attended.
Yeah.
And from that perspective, but kind of pivoting back to the tournament. So you got Arizona, Arkansas. I'm rooting for Arkansas. Arizona will probably win. I'm rooting for Connecticut, and I'm rooting for Duke. And then what other ones do we got?
So of course you got I got off that page there, but here it goes because we're on Texas, Purdue.
Hope Texas wins. There's not a scenario in which I would like Purdue to do anything other than lose. I just don't like Purdue.
The Boilermakers.
Yeah,
they're favored by 7.5. I'm not familiar with Purdue's team.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like they have this guy. Oh well, you know what? I was looking up this yesterday. I was looking up Purdue. This guy, the Kaufman guy, because I found it. He's one of the leading scorers in the NCAA. He's like top 10 or something, I believe.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, and but he doesn't shoot the three at all. So I just found that weird.
Really? He's a big or?
And it's just, and I think in the tournament he's one of the leading scorers, not over the season.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So he's a forward, I think he's like a power forward. He's 6'9".
Okay.
So really on the inside, but yeah, he hasn't shot like a three in forever.
Okay.
So I don't know how that translates because I was looking at this and I was like, okay, he doesn't have massive rebounding numbers. He doesn't have like hardly any blocks. So this is a guy that's probably like a classic college basketball player. That's going to have a good tournament.
Right.
But not going to pan out in the league because if you're 6'9", can't shoot the three, but you're not an overpowering rebounder in the block.
Here's the thing that you got to think about, and it's not that he'll be a star, but I was watching Luke Garza the other day. And he was a guy that was like a double machine at Iowa. Yeah. Did all of his work around the basket, played with great energy and intangibles, not an elite athlete, not a skilled shooter. And a couple years later, he's a guy that's on an NBA floor and he picks and pops and he shoots threes and it has to be respected. Like, credit to him, he's put in the work. But he's essentially an NBA rotation player, and that's probably about the highest evolution that he'll have. Yeah. And I mean, it's a great accomplishment for what it is. But these guys that you see in college, and they just don't shoot it well. Like, if they want to have any NBA career, they're gonna have to learn to shoot it, and they're gonna have to make those shots. Another goofball guy is Georges Niang. He's been in the league now for years. Yeah. And as a college player, I think it was Iowa State. He was very much in the mold of the kind of around the basket, hustle, intangible guy. Yeah. And whatever. He wasn't a shooting guy.
Oh, wow.
No, but these guys, they realize if I want to be in the league, I have to do this. And they put in the work, and credit to them.
I didn't know that because, he was on Philly, man. Shooting it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's also Houston versus Illinois.
Houston's devouring people.
Yeah.
I got them all day.
Okay, that's a 2 versus 3 seed, so that should be a
good game. I mean, Illinois got some talent. I like their coach; he's good, but I think that Houston's just really tearing people up.
Iowa, Nebraska.
I'm rooting for Iowa. I'm a Ben McCollum guy now for life.
Who that?
Ben McCollum. He's that coach from Iowa that John put us on. And Nebraska's coached by the mayor, Fred Hoiberg, former NBA player.
Okay.
He went back to Iowa State and I guess didn't do well enough there, which was where he played in college, and now he's at Nebraska. So a man of the Midwest.
Okay.
And now I'm anti-Midwest.
And Alabama, Michigan.
Michigan's tough. They'll probably win that game.
I see that they're really tough.
Yeah.
Who's over there? You got this Johnson guy, Morez Johnson.
They have a Dominican guy too. That's a big player for them.
Yeah.
It's got a funny name, like Langenang or something like Lang.
Oh, Yaxel Lindenborg.
Yeah. He's
He is having a good season here.
Yeah.
But he's a fifth-year senior. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Juan though for the DR connection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, Iowa State. Did we talk about that?
Iowa State is really tough. They are down. One of their better players got injured, but I think they find a way to win.
Okay. Yeah, they got a Milan guy. I think I saw Stojakovic has a son. I saw that name.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that has to be his son.
What team is he on?
Yeah, I
Illinois?
saw it yesterday.
Is he on Illinois?
It might be Illinois because
I think
saw
he
it
was
yesterday.
at Cal for a year, and he transferred. And he's
Let me
like,
see. Yeah, he is on Illinois.
yeah, he's like his dad. I mean, he's a shooter. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. There's you definitely like. I don't know what this says about basketball, and it may say that it's becoming more of an upper class game, in terms of you're having NBA guys who made a lot of money in their career whose sons are pursuing basketball, and we're seeing a lot more than any other time when these guys are coming into college and they can play. They're all right, whether it's I mean, Bronny and Bryce are kind of the bad example of it, but like. Carmelo Anthony's son had a decent year for a freshman. Stojakovic is in there. Elijah Arenas played well once he was healthy. Rondo's got a kid. Chris Paul's got a kid. A lot of these guys have got kids now that are going to be coming up into the college ranks, and it's interesting to see. But again, if you look at it, these kids obviously have the genetics, have the know-how, and they have the access to everything you need to do to become a good player. And again, I don't know, when you look at basketball, it's not like show up at the park and get better. It's, play on the right AA team, work with the right trainers, progress up this pathway. And that pathway is not free, and it's not always easily accessible to people without resources. And so maybe basketball is becoming this sort of product. And I think that there's something to, I think that it's trending that way.
It could be, but I think hunger still has a strong presence for now, because a lot of those guys may not have that. You know what I mean? And like initially, Bronny James not wanting to fly commercially with his G League compadres,
No, I get that, but I also like you look at like the Bance. I was reading an article about his dad. And his dad invested a lot of money, but time and everything else to building who he is as a player. I don't know Mikael Brown personally or his dad, but I am very aware that his dad is pulls out any stop to get him what he needs to get to another level.
So you're not even saying
not
you
that
have to
you're
be super rich.
wealthy.
Okay.
But there we are like basketball, and I think across the board in terms of youth activities. There is becoming a financial threshold
you can get priced
that is pricing certain people out.
Yeah.
And again, that's that thing. Like, okay, like every, like you get to a certain age, people are athletic, this, that, and the other thing, and the ones who get the better training and get the better, they're going to progress at a different rate than those that, oh man, we just couldn't get to that camp, or I can't afford to have a trainer and those sort of things.
Yeah, and not only so much that. I agree with that, but I think also the rating system. Like, cause the more AAU
You're
camps
talking
that
like
you're gonna,
4 or 5 stars.
the more AAU camps you go to, the more blah blah blah.
Yeah, all of that. The ratings. It's all connected to being able to go to
it.
these things.
Yeah, it's going to play into it.
And having the connections to get the invite to
in the first place.
This thing,
Yeah.
And a lot of these players like Chet. I remember like the first time I really saw Wemby was playing against Chet in an under-19 USA thing.
Yeah.
And Mikael Brown, he was involved in like the under-17, under-18 USA teams. Like to be in that position, to get those experiences, build you as a player way more than a kid in Orlando who, does 6 AAU weekends a year, on a team that's not not his level. And so there's an access to this that is really important in reaching your full potential that is for some people priced out. And it's unfortunate.
Before we leave this college basketball thing, I was watching Jeff Teague's podcast, and of course Jeff Teague and his brother, they're big Pacer guys, as they were a part of that team, and they were saying if the Pacers get the number 1 pick, they should only go with Boozer because they feel like he fits.
I saw that.
Yeah, that he fits there, because he's a low profile star. He's not going to overshine Halliburton or any other players, and he can just fit right in because of that. And anytime someone says something like that in that world, or like this guy doesn't fit or the whatever, I just always go back to the Michael Jordan quote that for the draft thing, and the guy was like, well, we can't take Jordan because we need a center. And I was like, well, you fucking draft Jordan and you play him at center. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like, I'm just like, if you get the number 1 pick, I just think it doesn't matter. I think you take the best player, especially if now, again, you do your due diligence. If you feel like Cam is the true number 1 player, okay. But if there's a player that is better than Cam, you have to go with that player.
Yeah.
All else things being equal.
Even if it's ostensibly like if the best player is definitively the best player.
Definitively, yeah.
And he plays the position of your current best player, you still take him.
You still take him.
You got to be ruthless in that. Yeah. And I definitely feel that that's what you got to do. Now, I am like, I don't really know how to break down the top 5 guys or so in this draft. Like there's weird, like in some ways, like physically NBA style of operating, Peterson's the guy for me. But then you've got this whole play not play thing, and I don't really know where he's at with that. And obviously the teams have the resources to investigate it at a level far beyond what you and I are going to be able to do from the studio. But that has to be resolved before I could say, that's it. I love the way Acuff plays, but like we talked about earlier, there may be an issue where can you really build a championship caliber team around a 6'3" guy that's not Steph Curry? I don't know. That's a legitimate question. And then Boozer, I mean, I don't see an NBA superstar when I watch him play.
I don't see an NBA superstar.
I see a very solid player.
I see a Siakam. I see a Siakam.
I don't even see a Siakam.
You don't?
No.
I at least see a Siakam.
No, different type of player.
No, different type of player. I'm just talking about his stature in the league, not play style. I'm talking about his stature in the league.
Yeah. I kind of get that, but yeah. I mean, so that's one of those things that he's probably the toughest I have picking number 1 of those guys because of that. And I feel like he, in some weird way, he has the highest floor and the lowest ceiling of the top couple guys.
Highest floor, lowest ceiling.
Of the top 4 or 5 guys.
I think first week, he's giving you what he's going to give you the first 3-4 years. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he is like he's going to be productive. Like so you can't have this draft and then the first couple of weeks be like, you know what? I knew they should have took Boozer. No, because he's going to come out. He's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
You know, because but I'm more locked in than you, I think AJ's the guy, and I think anyone is silly for not taking him number one.
No,
And
what
that's
do you?
any team.
I saw him very rarely. I saw him in the first half against Kansas when Peterson was incredible, and then they had a huge lead, and I stopped watching when Peterson didn't play. I saw most of this tournament game. I mean, he played well. I can't tell you he didn't play well. But what is the player comparison you see in him?
His ceiling is like through the roof, and I'm not sure if he'll ever reach his ceiling. But you're talking about a guy. You hear what you hear and what you'll see if you Google. You'll see a lot of T-Mac stuff. I'm not the biggest T-Mac guy.
I don't see T-Mac at all.
So I don't like that particular comparison.
But I don't think he's near T-Mac.
He's a 6'9" swing. I don't think he's a natural of a scorer as a T-Mac. And also I think his game is more rounded than a T-Mac as well. But that's what you're looking at, a 6'8", 6'9" swing, a swing guy, wing player. And
but I guess what is that? Is it Siakam?
No.
Is it what is it?
But also I do not think that him and Siakam could really thrive and share the floor together. Not ideally.
But I guess what do you see him as? Like what current player does he remind you, or even a past player like you mentioned, T-Mac? He doesn't remind me of T-Mac at all.
No, that's just what that's what I hear. I think he can get to something like a Kawhi. I think he can get to something like a. It's tough because some of these guys, like he won't become a natural of a scorer as a Durant or a T-Mac, but that is his play style. He's gonna be a 26 points per game type of guy. 8-9 rebounds. That's 5 assists. That's him with good defense.
Is he a winning basketball player?
Yeah, he's definitely a winning basketball player because he's a two-way guy. He never have any coaching issues. He plays all the games. Like he's an effort player. When you watch him, he's not like lollygagging around.
Yeah.
Even though he had lesser players, like you don't see him berating guys or low energy towards the worser players like that you would see in that setting.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely a winning guy, but that damn Peterson, man. When I watch him, he does jump off the page. He does.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So like, I'm not mad at somebody if they would take him number one or number two. You just, like you say, you just have to be sure of that because now his ceiling, he could be a 28, 30 points per game guy. He could be a Harden type of, player or
Harden's tough. I mean, that's different.
What do you mean, like?
What I mean, you like
from a pure score aspect, not so much.
Well, but that's the thing. Like when you say Harden, you're going to say he's going to.
You're baking that in.
He's going to evolve into a guy that has the ball in his hands a ton.
Yes, Peterson's going to have the ball.
You think that's
at the NBA stage, college. You have to run these systems.
I hate the college game. College game is disgusting to watch.
Peterson is he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Versus a guy like AJ, he's going to be off the ball the guy more so. You're not going to.
So you don't see that in him.
Not for a while.
Okay.
Not for a while. But even that's what I'm saying. Even a guy like KD doesn't have the ball in his hands all the time.
Well, no, and that's two different things. That's like if you're going to kind of go into like a KD mold where you're going to be, more of like a catch and go to work guy versus a guy that, like, again, I'm bringing it up the floor, I'm initiating, I'm like the driving force of this thing.
I don't think that's AJ.
Right.
But that will be. I do believe that's going to be
Peterson.
Peterson and Acuff.
Okay.
I do believe that.
Acuff, I see it. Peterson, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I that's the one thing. Like, he has an NBA scoring game, but is he going to have the ball in his hands a ton, or will they kind of, somebody else have the ball, and then you kind of, most of your actions rotate toward getting it to him where he attacks.
Yeah.
So that's the part I wasn't sure on.
It'd be so interesting. That's why you want to see the lottery, because then you can kind of go from there once the lottery is set.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I wouldn't like Peterson shouldn't want to go to Washington, not because Washington is a terrible franchise or whatever, but if you're going to have a trade there, a healthy Trae Young, that can stifle a Peterson.
Yeah. I mean, if Washington's the top pick and you've just invested this trade in Trae Young, you should be looking more at Debanza and Boozer.
Yeah,
theoretically, just on that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean to a degree, the Pacers too. If you have Halliburton coming back healthy, then you've kind of got that, and he shares the ball a ton anyway, and so Debanza would probably be the better play.
Yeah.
And now what did you? I listened to a clip. I didn't listen to the extended part with the Teague brothers. Were they saying like that's what they would do, or they're just saying we know the Pacers organization and how they think, and this is what we think they'll do?
No, that's what they would do.
That's what they would.
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Okay.
They're saying that's what they would do.
Interesting that they would say that.
Yeah. No, for sure. You're still on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. We're available on all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Just got a text from Bay Bubs. I'm cooking up them new sounds.
That's good news. That's good news.
That is good news. All right.
It's better than getting a misguided DP.
I texted him one night by mistake because his name is Bay. Bay.
What you said?
Luckily, I didn't go to his name too crazy.
I was on a work trip in Toronto, and Dale, he did the show back at Rollins College.
Yeah, Dale.
And so we were out in Toronto. We were out. We had some drinks, and I think we had like a pizza, and we ended up like going back to the hotel, and we were leaving the next morning. And we were like, there was like 3 or 4 of us, and I get to my room, and I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I get a text from Dale, and it just says laying down. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? I really don't need to know this. And so the next morning we get to the airport, and he's like all like looking dejected and unhappy, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he goes, that text I sent you, that was supposed to go to my wife. And so she assumed I wasn't laying down. So he bought himself an argument there.
Oh, damn. Do you still hear from him?
Once in a while, yeah. He's with another firm locally, so.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll have to text him after he comes up on the show.
There you go. Let's move over here to the NBA. This natural progression there. Again, a few days late on this, but Wemby came out and made his stake for the MVP and all the awards. But this is particularly in regard to the MVP award. He was saying that, defense is 50% of the game. I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league, so naturally I should be the MVP. And then also he was like, we almost swept OKC, and he was just making his case to be the MVP. I have a take on it. What did you think to yourself when you saw this?
I love it. It's good for the game.
Yeah.
And that's why I love what Wemby does in the court, but I love where he comes from. And this is like, he wants to be great. He's going to sit here and make a logic-based argument on why he should be in the NBA and not be afraid to say it.
Right.
But not like, and the beauty of Wemby is he doesn't do this as like a dick move. Mm-hmm. He just kind of states his case. It's like, yeah, I want to be the MVP.
Right.
Here's my case. Think about it. And the reality is, again, it may not change a vote, but I do think it will give voters some pause. They'll have, the way he laid this out, you'll have to consider it.
Yeah.
When you get down there and you're looking at your ballot, it's kind of like, okay, well, let me, what's my criteria here? And he's in your head.
Yeah.
And again, that thing where like, everybody loves each other, everybody's friends, like whatever. I don't think he's disrespectful to anybody except for Chet in the league. But he's here. He's not here to back down or.
You think he's disrespectful to Chet?
There's some footage of like he kind of gives Chet a little extra.
Oh no, yeah,
It's not a major. I'm
okay,
not saying
okay,
it's
okay,
major,
okay.
but
I know there's a rivalry there.
no, there's a little something like he's got a little extra for Chet, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I know it's a rivalry there.
So, and I like that too because Chet, the USA won that game against France in the U19, and if we're 5 years later and that still bothers, this is the type of guy I want running the league.
Yeah,
somebody that gives a damn.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely loved it. I love it when other players do it, so I'm gonna love it when Wemby does it. Every time that Draymond has made his case for Defensive Player of the Year and all these other guys, so I really do love it. Now, the thing about it is, now he's gonna push for this, so that means that he's going to he has in mind that he's going to make the rest of these games, so the 65 game rule doesn't impact him. That's in my mind when he says that.
For sure.
That's what I'm thinking. So when you look at it from that standpoint, you have to put him firmly in that race. And again, when because a few weeks back when I did mine, I was like, I don't know if Wemby's gonna. Yeah. And he's played every single game since then.
It was a question at the time, and he's resolved that. And so, and the other thing is they've won like 22-2 in the last 24 games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing the best basketball of anybody in the league right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And another thing, just because I love soccer, the fellow Frenchman Mbappe, basically, he's been having some injury trouble lately, and the World Cup's coming in the summer, and there's a notion, well, should you rest and this and that? And he goes, the decision's made. I've prepared for the last 2 World Cups and reached the final and won the final. Playing every game. That's my intention. I'm playing every game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mentality.
No, we need more of those guys, man. We need more of those guys.
We need more Frenchmen in the league.
Apparently, Windhorst is saying there is another one coming up that's similar.
Super high level.
Yeah, super high level.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He's like 16 or something.
So he's a couple, like maybe 3 years away from draftable.
Yeah. What they said 2 to 3 years. So
yeah, if it's 16, right. Yeah.
So that's 3
I think
years.
you got to be 19 to be draftable.
Okay.
Even if you're kind of not coming through the American college system.
So that's right. You hit it right on the head.
Oh, that's wild then.
Now to his case, it's funny because his case is accurate, but it's not a full picture. Because what he's saying is that I'm so impactful defensively, and you guys are leaving defense out of it. Essentially, that's what he's saying.
Right.
Because you guys are talking about these other guys every day. Hello, here I am, and I know I may not be where these other guys are offensively, but I'm so dominant defensively. That's why I need to be here. And also, we have the team success. That goes without saying. That's how I caught that. But, like, I don't know how they're not going to give this award to Shea. Again, I love Wemby for saying it, and there's nothing wrong with it. But, like, for example, Shea is 10th in defensive rating, okay? And for individual player defensive rating and the entire league. And Wemby is 3rd. Now, Wemby is 1st in blocks. And Shea is like whatever, top something in steals. He's high up there as well. Shea is not a slouch on defense at all. Like, he guards the best player on the other teams as well when they're guards and all of that stuff. Of course, he's not Wemby, but he's far better than Luka on defense. You know what I mean? He's a good defensive player.
Somebody had to say it.
Shea is a two-way player. And his offense is like, it's on another planet, man. He's unfucking real. And on the best team, without his second best player for like 80% of the season. Like, Jalen just came back.
What's wrong with that motherfucker?
It's been a couple, ever since they gave him a max contract, he just hasn't played. That's bad luck for OKC.
Bad luck for OKC, bad character for him.
We were just talking about him. Of course, he's young. It could be like a legitimate injury. We're sure it is. But like, we were before the season started, we were talking about Jalen Williams versus like other stars on other teams. Could he go and have his own team type of thing? And now, I mean, we barely seen him this year. And also all of these other guys has missed so many other games on that OKC team, and they're number one because of this guy right here. he's also a superhero, just like Wemby is. Now, it'll be very interesting to see. I think now it is a two-man race. I don't believe they're going to give serious consideration to Jaylen Brown. They had a big matchup a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago now, a month. I don't know, time flies. But against San Antonio, he got ejected at first quarter, and I think that was big in the national. It was a national TV game, and I just think he's going to be taken out of serious consideration, and they're not going to catch Detroit. I think he would have had a better shot if they would have caught Detroit for the number 1 seed. So it's a two-man race.
No, yeah, I think not catching Detroit, the ejection didn't help, and I still think the return of Tatum doesn't do him any favors. Because part of his case, because he wasn't like statistically the best guy.
No,
part of his case was you are literally powering this Celtics team to the 2nd, 3rd seed for the whole season consistently. Yeah. And it's been on your shoulders, and we have to applaud you for doing that. Now you've got help, and, you've kind of just stabilized.
Yeah, and I don't know about help because Tatum hasn't been that good since he's been back. But I will say this. Wemby and Shea, and even Luka for that matter, they just been better than Jaylen. But that doesn't mean that Jaylen hasn't been fucking phenomenal, because he has. Sometimes there's just a better man out there. I mean, and Shea and Wemby, and you can forget the Luka piece if you're watching, you're not a Luka person. Shea and Wemby are just a better man, and they just have been, and they just are.
I agree with that.
And so that is what it is. But Jaylen will be an All-NBA guy. Now, that leads me to my next topic here, which is the Cade Cunningham stuff, right? So the National Basketball, first of all, Cade Cunningham's agent connected with this group, and they're calling for the 65-game rule to be abolished or reformed to create an exception for significant injuries in the case of Cade Cunningham. And they want this year so he can be a part of the MVP race and the All-NBA and the different awards and various awards and things like that. And they're making a push for that change this year. I think it's foolishness.
Well, I think it boils down to the All-NBA status, which then that has contractual implications.
Yeah.
That is the next thing. That's what this is about. It's about money. It's not the MVP race. It's not anything other than money. And so they're, when they decided in the Players Association, unless they were strong-armed into this, like I don't know that they're a little bit disingenuous. You agreed to this, and now you're fighting for an exception.
Yeah. You agreed to this, and also, it's you can't make an exception. It's either we're going to do this or we're not going to do this.
Right.
That's it. Because if you make an exception for Cade because he has a legitimate injury, well, all of these fucking guys have legitimate injuries. What are we going to do? Go to the hospital and pull medical surgery and medical, you know what I mean? Like, all of these guys have had legitimate injuries. So yeah. That part didn't connect with me at all. Now,
well, because that ultimately that's what it comes down to. If you want to say we're going to craft an exception, you have to then create a criteria for the exception to be applied, which that goes into medical records, verification of injury, extent of injury, and that sort of stuff. And do we really want that to be what the league's about?
There's no way you made it. You made it in here, man.
Johnny P.
John Perkavich.
Hey, what's going on?
I would have got a haircut if I knew you were coming in, man.
Try calling you guys.
Yeah. John, we come over here. We'll kind of.
You did call.
Oh, but still, okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
Right, nice. I did call. Yeah.
You did call.
This is a guy that we've wanted on the podcast since we started. And now we have him. Damn, John, you're too tall for a stool. Can you ratchet that thing down a little bit?
This is like Joe Rogan, only better, you know?
Hey, we're better than that Trump-supporting, dick-riding bitch.
Oh, my gosh.
Cool. Yeah, either one. Swap out.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you looked like the, what's that dude, like, It was like a cartoon back in the day for the kids. Like you had the giant guy and everybody else was tiny.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like sitting on the stool.
I thought I was getting set up or something. You know,
Really?
You gave me the podcast time, and I called you guys, and I pull up to the parking lot. Nobody's outside. I'm like, am I getting jumped? What's going on?
I'm getting jumped. We're actually busy podcasting, John.
I know, right?
Sorry, we couldn't take personal calls.
Yeah, straight from AAU basketball practice.
Are you still operating the all-white team?
No. We're all about diversity. So. I wish we had a kid on our team who could rebound like Bubba though.
My rebounding days are frozen.
Oh, I said, Bubba, you haven't seen Bubba play.
Are you still playing?
I hope a little bit.
Bubba
Man.
floats around the perimeter and shoots threes.
Oh man, you developed the jumper.
He shoots it pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I always love playing with Bubba because
John hasn't seen me in 1,000. I rebound and pass it out to you. That's why you like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You always we pass the ball, rebound.
Bubba's
Did the little invisible things.
In defense.
He did. We talked about that too.
In defense, I was a big defensive guy.
Bubba's a big, huge on-ball defender. But now he's like one of those aging veterans staying in the league with his shot.
Antoine Walker.
That's what I'm talking about.
But John, we were talking about just then. We were talking about Cade Cunningham and the 65-game rule. You know, they're trying to make an amendment to it so he can be eligible for the MVP and the appreciate you, Ant. So he can be eligible for the MVP and all NBA awards, man. So, do you have a take on that?
Well, specifically, we're speaking. What's that? Is that? It's super choppy.
It's one of our mics.
Huh, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hold on, I think.
Oh, I think it might be better now. Oh no. Is it the cord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But we were talking specifically about should there be an exception to the 65-game rule for quote-unquote serious injury?
Definitely. Yeah.
You do?
Stealing. Yeah, I think so. Well, I'm stealing the take from my my NBA media mentor, Bill Simmons. But he had a tweet where he said if Adam Silver changed the rule to 60 games this year, just given the circumstances with Cade Cunningham, would anyone care? Because his point was we all kind of agree Cade, just how good he's been this year, how good the Pistons have been in totality. We all agree he's an All-NBA.
So I'd agree, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's earned it. Like it's not. And so, for this instance, I don't have any issue moving it down to 60. Now, if you move it down to like 45 or 50, I think that's different.
See, I disagree. I think that when you create this exception, now you invite this whole thing of like, what's the criteria to grant somebody an exception?
Yeah.
And what about the
where do
other
we go with
guys?
that?
Yeah. Then what about other guys?
And I do respect this 65-game minimum, just given all the resting and players are doing and just
I think
sitting out nowadays.
It's necessary in a way.
They do that.
Yeah. But I mean, again, if we just want to reward because he's been great, I mean, like, what about you get in the playoffs and dudes get injured and can't play? Like, you don't get a replay on the series or an exception.
No, that's fair.
You have to accept the injury and do what you can.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Otherwise, we'd be celebrating the Warriors beating Toronto.
So on this topic, NBA season, you guys agree it should be shortened, or our old school 82 games?
Ooh, interesting. We hadn't thought about that.
I feel like that's a pretty big topic nowadays with all the
it is
tanking
it is
and injury stuff going on.
I feel you need to play at least 72 games.
But you'd be okay.
If you cut the season to 72 games, I'm not upset.
I'm not either. What about you, Bubba?
I think they need to. I think they have to. I buy stock into the game is different today. So I think that's why there's a spike in certain type of injuries and things like that. I buy into that. It's right now it's just like a loony conspiracy, but I buy into it because the numbers are there. I mean, I think the pace of the game and how spread out it is, how much ground they have to cover.
Play harder, have to cover more ground.
Have to cover more ground. I buy into that. So I think going into less games like Kerr and LeBron, they're kind of being the champion behind that movement. I think that would make a difference.
Here's a question I have, and I don't know. It's fairly commonplace.
And also less back-to-backs. That would make less back-to-backs.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would care, to your point.
About it's because again, as a fan, we're concerned night to night that there's a good game to watch.
Agreed.
Like I don't care that like that everybody's playing 82 games. As long as I can turn on the TV every night and there's one good game that I can say, okay, let me watch that. That's fun. I'm good. And so I think most fans probably are like that.
Yeah. The problem now, I feel like there's so many games in this like February, March time frame that just aren't fun to watch and don't mean anything because there's so many teams that tank.
For sure.
So my question is, and you as the older guy here, maybe you can advise here. Did tanking not exist 20 years ago? Like, were teams just dumb and didn't tank? Like.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like,
why wasn't it such a thing? It's kind of an obvious thing. If you stink,
I hate to admit it.
I
hate to admit it. I was like watching basketball before the lottery was a thing,
okay.
and so like there was no incentive like that. Like,
I gotcha. Okay.
It just was what it was. So you were just playing. But I mean, I really feel just probably with what's his name. Your guy in Philly.
Oh yeah, who was there before Daryl Morris? Hinkie. He started it.
Yeah,
right?
I think he started as like a wholesale thing.
Yeah.
Now I do think
Markelle Fultz 10-day contract back in the league, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that I think the Spurs were behind strategic resting. When their core of guys got older, I think they were the one that was kind of started to just load management on guys, which made sense for an aging core that was expecting to go deep in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But that spun wider than just the Spurs.
Yeah.
And that became a thing in and of itself. And then simultaneously, I would say, like, Hinkie's the guy with we're full on tank and we're not hiding it. It's very intentional. It's very deliberate.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's the thing.
No, I would agree. Switching gears, Hubert Davis, did he deserve to get fired?
Yeah.
That's another good one.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't doing anything.
So here's my hot take. By the way, nicknamed the hot take homie back in the day. So I feel like
founding member of the G Unit.
So yeah, there you go. I feel like it's hard to say he deserved to get fired when he's won. I saw a stat: 170% of his games. Was 24-6 prior to like the Caleb Wilson kid getting hurt. He's been in the national title game. Was a 1 seed 2 years ago. So like, there's all these things where like it's hard to say he deserves to get fired. That being said, it's obvious to every basketball people. I would like to hear your opinion on this too, but that it was still the right move for North Carolina because there's such a separation now between Duke and North Carolina. And growing up the past 15 years before those. When Roy Williams was the coach, I always viewed them as peers and equals. They're not equals anymore.
No.
It's just there's just a separation that's happening.
And that
like, has to fall back on the coach.
That
right?
rivalry, the proximity, you have to own that.
Yeah.
You can't hide from that. Yeah, I mean it's unacceptable to be a definitive step below Duke.
Yeah.
And they have to try something else. I think the bigger question, not so much does he get fired, but who gets the job? Do they go outside the Carolina family?
That's what I was going to introduce. Yeah.
And if so, for who?
So I was all over Twitter on this subject today, but it looks like for the first time, which I think would be a pretty fun story, that Billy Donovan's actually interested in coming back.
Really?
To college?
And that he would actually, seems like the reporting today is that he's actually was very interested in the job. It's just a matter of if they want to take the risk on him, given that he hasn't really navigated this whole NIL landscape, which I kind of thought was interesting.
Right.
Because he left well before that.
Way before. He's like just anonymously toiled in Chicago.
How has he stuck around so long in the NBA?
Great question. I was going to ask you guys the same
He must
thing.
be connected to Epstein.
Oh my gosh. He's a good coach though, but like.
Yeah, in fairness to him, his teams are always solid with average talent. They're always like the 8-9 seed. So it's not like he's doing a bad job. But to me, it's like that solid typically 500 every year typically doesn't.
I've seen guys get fired for a lot.
For less. For less. Yeah. Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah. And at least he has like a track record of sustain. Now with
of deep playoff penetration.
Is North Carolina still like a premium job? Is that something people look at and say, like, I wouldn't leave my successful median college job to go to North Carolina? I couldn't think of a name off the top of my head. But.
No, it's good. It's a good question. I think we're about to find out. I think Kentucky thought it was an elite blue blood job last year. Struck out on a lot of big names. All this coaching carousel stuff is fascinating to me. It ended up with Mark Pope from BYU, but they went after all like the Billy Donovans, the Brad Stevens, the Todd Goldens. It'll be interesting to see to find. Do you guys think UNC will get a big name?
Not necessarily. I mean, Billy
like another
Donovan,
Mark
but Billy
Pope type of
Donovan
situation.
is an ideal name because he's coming from this mediocre pro thing.
Yeah.
He has the great college pedigree and accomplishments.
Yeah.
He's like an ideal fit for them in that sense, in that he's almost like a fake big name. He's not like on the ascendancy of his career,
Yeah.
but he has this pedigree that has to be respected, and I think it's a good fit for where they are. I don't know that like a young rising guy, like maybe a Golden, I think he could be convinced to stay at Florida because he's already built something there.
I agree.
And I don't know Golden that well. I don't know if he's like has NBA aspirations or he really just loves the college
That's
game.
a good name for what I was thinking.
But that's what I'm thinking.
What about your guy like at Iowa, the guy you said, John?
Oh yeah, the future Brad Stevens. I think it's another year or two he would be in the mix for this type of job. He's probably hasn't had enough success yet. Not saying he wouldn't.
But again, I would pretty much hire him over almost anybody for any job.
And if you're him, do you stay or do you go?
I am getting the fuck out of Iowa. Where's Tracy Chapman? I need a fast car.
Have you guys seen the movie Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Pete must have not seen it because they said
I saw
the
it.
famous line is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. I guess Pete doesn't agree with that line.
Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
I wasn't duped by that white man trope.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen all the Kevin Costner movies?
I've seen every Kevin Costner
No,
movie except for
I
Waterworld.
agree. Like I'm not saying he wouldn't do a good job. It just doesn't seem like he has the
cachet yet.
Yeah,
But it's
the pedigree
again,
quite yet.
it's not about cachet. It's about winning. And if you're going to get a cachet guy, which I think is Billy Donovan,
Yeah.
to me personally, I don't think Billy Donovan is. You're not getting the guy that won 2 chips at Florida. You're getting an older guy with less energy who's been beaten down by years of NBA mediocrity. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say, in a weird way, hiring Billy Donovan is more risky than hiring like a Ben McCollum.
Agreed.
I'm trying to think of, or like a Nate Oates, simply for the fact that they've navigated this NIL. It's almost like a different sport now than when Billy Donovan coached.
I
15 years
agree
ago.
with that, but the other thing I want to we're talking about North Carolina specifically, and they just did the Belichick thing.
Yeah.
And they hired this legendary guy, and I'm sure they put a lot of resources behind him, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassment.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Do you? I mean, to me,
It's
and
not a complete
I
failure yet though.
it's not, but it's well on the way.
It's on its way. Yeah.
And so, I was talking to somebody. I can't remember who it was. Maybe I blacked out. But do they do that again with a similar older guy? Not as old as Belichick, but are you better served?
That would be the Billy Donovan model.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think if I'm North Carolina, I'm going for Ben McCollum. I'm going for younger, aggressive, because I don't want to be in Belichick hell on my basketball program at the
That's
same
true.
time.
You could have the same thing.
Here goes one more. The ESPN guys are pushing for inside the NBA Kenny Smith.
Does he have any interest in coaching? I do not know the answer to that question.
Apparently he does.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, I think those type of hires you see more in the NBA, like a JJ, a guy who doesn't have as much coaching experience but has the NBA pedigree, playing experience. Doc Rivers is another guy, no coaching experience, boom, NBA head job. Where at college,
Jason Kidd.
You rarely, Jason Kidd's another. You rarely see a guy get a head college job without some like college coaching experience with.
And why is that?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I think that the NBA is a different game. I'm not saying that there's not a lot of coaching going on, but I think that it is your player management is the greater skill.
100%.
And when those guys that we just talked about walk into a room, an NBA room, they're respected. And I think college game is a lot more like coaching. To me, I've always felt that the college game is overcoached and underplayed. And I think the NBA, like you can operate in the NBA doing sophisticated things in a shorthand manner because everybody's so smart and they know what the hell's going on. You can adjust things quicker. Hey, we're going to do this. Remember when you did this like 2 years ago? Oh, yeah, I remember that. Go. College, you're still kind of teaching and prodding, and more so than the NBA. But certainly less than high school. But that's a bigger part of the gig, and that, like, kind of doing that, managing that, and being successful at it is different. I think Kenny Smith's been out of the game for a while. I don't know what he's been doing in the meantime, but like when you're one of those earlier guys who like closer to the NBA career going to an NBA head coaching job, if they go into a college job, I think they're going to be like way too have way too high expectations of what people can do and what people know, and because you've been immersed in this high level thing where we can say one thing to each other and five guys react knowing what we're doing, and now you're there with 18-year-old 19-year-old guys who are making mistakes that you're just not used to seeing, quite literally, because it just doesn't happen in the NBA like that.
Yeah, and the reality is too, like a college head coaching job is just a grind, more so obviously than what he's doing now, but even more so than an NBA head job, just because you don't have to do all the recruiting.
Yeah,
I mean I know,
and all the bullshit. Like booster tour fundraising stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you're a UNC coach, like you're coaching the team, you're recruiting dudes all over the country, and then you're going to, Charlotte to meet with the Carolina booster group and shake some hands and kiss babies and get some checks, and next week I gotta go over to Asheville and do something over there. Like that's part of that. Like who the fuck? I mean, that's one of Deion's problems. He doesn't work. Like he doesn't want to do all the extra bullshit that like college coaches have to do. Yeah. And like so a lot of stuff in that program just simply doesn't get done.
Kenny Smith must want that job though, or else Stephen A wouldn't be pushing it so hard on ESPN.
So you saw what I'm talking about as well.
Yeah,
okay.
And I know they're buddies, so he must want that job. Otherwise he wouldn't be pitching it for him.
Yeah.
So it'll be
that's interesting, man.
It'll be interesting. So question for you, NBA draft last year redrafted again. Does Knipple go over Edgecombe?
That's a strikes close to home for Bubba. Took it right to your crib, Bubba.
Right to the crib. I thought he was gonna. Yeah, I thought he.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, right?
It's a tough one. I think they still take VJ, but I don't know. I'm not mad either way.
VJ's ceiling's definitely higher, I think.
Yeah,
I still do. Yeah, I do think.
Man, but it's like, who fits better with? I feel like Maxey is probably a minus defender, and Knipple's probably if I was grading them out, an average defender, not a minus. Like Maxey's a pretty bad defender. Just watch him,
especially off ball. He made a
slight frame and small.
He made a stride, but he's still not a good defender.
My point in going there is like I feel like VJ Edgecombe has the tools to be like an all defensive NBA player.
Yes,
yeah, for sure,
100%.
And so if your backcourt is too kind of average to below average defenders, are you just setting yourself up to be the Portland CJ McCollum and Dame Lillard?
Yeah,
and
that might be true.
Is your primer a 4 or 5 seed? So like the fit, I actually think. I don't know who's going to have the better career. Knipple could end up having the better career, but I actually think the fit with Maxey, VJ is probably a cleaner fit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. That's a great question, though, man.
Because it also assumes that you're going to be stuck for Maxey for the bulk of either Edgecombe's or Knupple's career. That you don't envision Maxey, either you getting rid of him or.
Well, I think Maxey is like a franchise guy. I mean,
but is he?
Do you really believe
because
that?
I think that's the problem. For the slight build, the lack of defense. He's great for what he is, but I don't know you win titles with that type of player as your lead.
See, like to me,
that's a good Acuff comp.
Yeah,
it's Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one.
To me, if you got to the finals with Tyrese Halliburton as your best player, now granted that was phenomenal roster construction around him. You can get to the finals with Tyrese Maxey.
But they're so different type of players.
Yeah.
Halliburton is like he's making everyone around him better. Maxey is making Maxey better.
And he just had that crazy thing for hitting like game-winning shots, literally.
That was such a crazy run.
That was a crazy run.
That was one of the most fun NBA playoffs I can remember.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that team.
I was devastated when he got hurt in the final.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
It was you wanted that.
They were competing, man.
That's the thing. They were competing.
An epic.
Yeah.
An epic game.
Yeah. That just took just a gut punch out of Game 7. That was crushing.
It'll be interesting. I think I've heard a lot of people have the take that it's going to be a blessing in disguise because they tank this year. They're going to get a high draft pick. They're going to pick Darren Peterson. I'm just kidding. I don't like
well, we talked about that right before you came in.
We talked about
that before you came in. So if you are Indiana, who are you taking? If they
not Darren Peterson.
If they haven't won. That wasn't our pick either.
The T.
Ooh, I got a hot take I've been wanting to drop, but
But the T brothers were favoring Boozer because he'd be like he wouldn't usurp the.
So this is my hot take I've been wanting to drop.
This is the one you just said you were gonna hold up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this podcast. It's not that hot, but it's fairly hot. So there's never been every NBA player's son who's came into the league, their game, if you think about it, has always been vastly different than their dad. It really has been. Like, think about all the NBA's players' kids who've played in the league. It's very different. Like, not only is the games different, but like the level of player the dad was or the son was.
Okay.
Is vastly.
Because I was gonna say Dale and Steph are similar, but the level.
But the level's
way
like,
different.
Level's way different.
The Boozer kids, the first NBA player's son I can remember, where I watch him and I'm like, you know what?
They're twins.
He plays exactly like his dad, and his career he's gonna be like the exact same type of player as his dad, which is like third wheel probably on a
really good team,
and like probably make the All-Star game 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Probably average 19 and 10, and just be like never be a top 15 player in the league, but always be kind of a top 30 player in the league for like a 8 to 10 year run. And that was exactly what Carlos Boozer is. And when I watch him play, I'm like, that's exactly who Cam Boozer's going to be. Which to me, I mean, it's a pretty good pick as the third pick. If you're getting that, like, I feel like the kid has a low floor. Ceiling's not very high, but he has a low floor.
I said he has the highest floor and the lowest ceiling of the top 4 guys.
It's a good way to put it.
And I tend to agree with you. I think maybe he shoots it better than his dad.
Yeah, I'd have to go
maybe
back.
To 3.
I'm gonna dust off some Carlos Boozer highlight tapes tonight.
He had a mid range on it, but I don't know.
Fine-tune this hot take.
I don't know when that came in his career.
I do remember him hitting the mid range.
I feel like he like Carlos was like about a mid range guy, and I think that Cam's going to shoot NBA threes at a decent rate.
Yeah, and I think all those guys who were mid-range guys 15 years ago probably
would have been shooting
if the game
for sure. If the game was played differently,
that's a good point.
No,
that's a good point.
I absolutely agree with that.
So, but flesh out the Peterson thing, because like you think a team should be afraid to pick him top 3? Like they should be like, I don't know.
I would pick DeBonce over him. I'd pick Boozer over him. I'd pick Caleb Wilson over him.
Oh, Caleb.
And I'd pick Acuff over him. So to me,
he'd be 5.
So
if you're sitting at 5 and Peterson's there, you're now comfortable.
I think that talent level at that point, you're like, all right, let's roll the dice. I feel like you talked about Boozer has the highest floor. I feel like Peterson has the lowest floor. Like there's some like Ben Simmons, Markel Fultz. No, sorry, sorry about that. I know you're
nightmares.
Coked out with a dead hooker in a Motel 6. That's that type of floor.
He like the word is and you're an attorney, help me out. I'm getting worse with my word selection as I get older, but like apathy or like
that's not good.
Is apathy where you just don't care?
Yeah, you don't care.
Yeah, like he just looks like he cares about winning or losing out there.
Right.
And to me, it's like, if you don't care, like these games don't matter a lot to you as a 19-year-old in March Madness, like how much are these NBA regular season? Like, I can see him going in and like averaging 18 for a while and being happy and think he's doing his job, but like just never really impacting winning.
The worst thing for him is to get on a really bad team. To get on a really bad team, and and with other.
But the interesting thing though, and like. All of the great players are obsessively competitive.
Yeah.
Which goes to your, like, again, how can you be 19, 18 years old at Kansas in a March Madness game and be apathetic?
Yeah.
Like, you're not matching the profile of an elite player. Maybe your skills suggest that, but your internal motor and competitive drive are falling short. And that obsessive competitive quality is, to me, what separates talented guys from great guys.
Does that come with maturity?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have it or you don't?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're the kid, like, who rushes to be first in the line in the kindergarten class going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like that's, like, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, again, I'm not an elite athlete, but like, I don't like people passing me on I-4 going to work. Like I respond, like that's the thing. Like that's just what it is. And if you don't have that, like, you don't find it anywhere else.
That's a good way to put it, though.
John, I'll put you in the fucking guardrail, man.
All right. So where would you guys pick him? Like what if you're the GMs next year? Like,
okay,
third, fourth,
so
fifth,
Caleb
first?
from Carolina,
I
I didn't
Caleb.
see a lot, so I don't have a good feel for him. So it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, I mean, I think I'd be comfortable like at 4, but again, I haven't seen enough Caleb to know. So I don't think you're off. And because I just can't find a scenario in my head where you're that apathetic, and then suddenly you get to the league and a switch flips and you're a killer.
Yeah.
I would have a extreme conversation if it's down to him and Acuff. Like if I'm at 3, 4, because
That's fair.
And Pete knows this. I have real beef with small guards. All they do is score. Like in the NBA. Like yes, they're productive and they're but I don't like any of them.
That's fair. So I was thinking about Acuff today. So obviously he's special, and like the two guys I think of like as NBA comps are Kyrie Irving and Trae Young, both like scoring guards that aren't great defenders. And I was thinking about how both of those guys, I know Trae Young lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and his team they were like mediocre in conference at Oklahoma, like enough to make the tournament. I think they're like 8 or 9 seed. And I know Kyrie, he just had an average Duke year, got hurt, and then
he only played 8 games.
But he came back, I thought, and played against
he
in
did
the tournament, and they got upset early.
They got upset, but he had like 30, I think, like in the game.
Yeah, and obviously Kyrie's had a good career, and that's a whole other debate whether Kyrie's overachieved, underachieved, or properly achieved based on his talent level. But I guess my point in mentioning those two guys is like what Acuff has done in winning the SEC tournament, being SEC Player of the Year, SEC Tournament MVP, taking his team to the Sweet 16 as a true freshman. To me, that's like, I agree with you, the small guards, but that shows something to me. Like he does have like these winning qualities, like beyond what I'm.
So what about Kemba? What about Kemba Walker?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like there's been a lot of.
He was a senior.
Okay, he wasn't a freshman. Okay.
He went all 4 years at UConn.
Okay.
But the fact that the kid is not only putting stats up, but winning out of
it means something.
As a freshman,
it means something.
Because to me, Trae Young was never a winner.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. I've never been a Trae Young guy.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And Kyrie is like crazy skilled, but I think he's at the essence of my point. Like because all of those years when he was the focal point in Cleveland, like those teams weren't even playoff teams.
Yeah.
Do we? Because we talked about this the other day. Like Acuff, he appears athletic, but he doesn't appear freakishly athletic.
I agree. He doesn't have that burst.
Like there's not a crazy burst or crazy vertical component to his play.
I hear the comps of Iverson a lot.
Same here, which I don't see at all.
I don't see when they're playing.
That's tough to see.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see that. Then I was kind of kicking around Chris Paul a little bit, but I don't quite see that either.
Do you see Jalen Brunson?
No, just because Brunson has like a physicality about it.
Yeah, there's a weird.
Acuff.
Yeah, he's a weird physical element. Game. Yeah,
but man, he just like. To me, I watch a lot of SEC because of Auburn. I'm a big Auburn fan, and man, the guy just has a knack for making plays. Like when you need a shot or to get a good look. Like gosh, he has a knack for doing that this year.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on small guards. It will be interesting. This weekend will be fast. I mean, Arizona's the best team in the country. They're the number one.
You think so?
Outright seed in the tournament. I think like just all their net rankings. They have
okay, that's what you're saying. Okay,
yeah, okay. and they play Arkansas. I mean, it's
I know.
Be fascinating.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if
9:45 tomorrow.
If he leads them to a win there,
it's
another one of those ones. Like, what are we looking at?
Yeah, what are we looking at? Man?
Yeah. I gotta ask you, like. A lot of Bruce Pearl as a scumbag has been like circulating around. I mean, it feels like he's the Brian Kelly of college basketball. Although he didn't kill a guy that we know about.
Allegedly.
So what's your take on being an Auburn guy and everything?
Yeah, so I think what he did at Auburn was like incredibly impressive. Like way because even before the NIL, and I mean Auburn I don't know the number, but like was never ever in contention for like going to the SEC tournament for like 8 or 9 years. Just bottom dweller in the SEC.
Yeah.
So the fact that he took him to 2 Final Fours, like the man is, I mean, an elite college coach. America hates nepotism. That's just how America's built. It's, nobody likes nepotism, and so the fact that he got, the way he did it, I wish, hindsight 2020, he probably, like, I think if he would have retired right after the end of the Final Four run, his son still would have got the job, and there was.
But it wouldn't have looked as slimy.
It wouldn't have looked as
slimy.
Yeah, because like everybody's like, oh. Now the feedback has been you quit the day before the season starts, so all those players were trapped and had to stay on the team. And Auburn administration had to give your son the job. Where because of all the success he had, and that staff was with him for 8 or 9 years, his son still would have gotten the job. They would have kept that staff together. But I don't think he would have. So I don't think he handled it great. And hindsight 2020, he'd probably tell you the same thing. Not only that, but the schedule that he left for his son this year was brutal. Non-conference, they played Michigan, Arizona, St. John's, Purdue, and like there's, and he left his son with like an average talented roster and playing all these
heavy teams.
I don't know. I don't think he handled it well, but I mean he was that good at Auburn, and I say this about Bronny. LeBron James is that good in the NBA, like to where his son deserves a spot in the NBA on the Lakers, and like in a weird way. I know, like,
but I guess with the thing, like I understand the nepotism point and the way the transfer of power, as it were, but when a lot of people are kind of talking about him, I think they're kind of talking about broader character issues with Bruce Pearl, not just that singular act. I mean, you've monitored the program closer. Like, have you heard people kind of like talk about him in not the greatest light?
Prior to, honestly, on like from a personal standpoint, I haven't heard. The main thing he gets negative pushback for is back at Illinois. I think he was an assistant. I want to say Illinois University. He basically ratted out another assistant coach. I think
like a payment or something.
A Big Ten about recruiting violations.
Got you.
So which is like the 101 you never do in the coaching fraternity. Right. Telling another coach.
Rat out another coach.
For recruiting, and then. After that, Bruce had recruiting violations at Tennessee. He got banned, and then he had recruiting violations at Auburn, and it all kind of fell on Chuck Person.
Okay.
Which, and so I think that's where like all the baggage comes with him.
I got you.
But I don't know. He was that good at Auburn to where
didn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't blame Auburn for giving his son and giving that staff a shot because like in a way like Bruce earned it taking them to 2 Final Fours. Like Auburn never goes to the Final Four. He took them to 2 Final Fours. That's insane. They're football school.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Let's react to 2 games that happened tonight, and then I got a couple of topics to speed through.
I got a question for you too, by the way.
Oh yeah, you want to ask that now?
So we had a draft show or a call. NBA draft. This was like 6 or 7 years ago, and you went.
Oh Lord!
You went all in. You went all in on a guy, and I went all in on a guy. And I think we're both kind of wrong, but I want Pete to determine who is right. So you went all in on like I think on Zach Lavine corner.
Yeah.
And I went all in on Khris Dunn corner.
Khris Dunn, who's come back stronger than Jesus. I thought he was dead.
And I don't know who. I said Dunn would have a better career. He said Lavine. And I honestly, I mean, you probably say Lavine, but Dunn's had meaningful playoff minutes on like the Clippers and like I don't know. What do you think, Pink?
I mean, on the whole scope of things, I think Lavine's weirdly had the better, more consistent career for what he is, but he's insufferably a loser.
Yes.
He's never been in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's a loser.
Dunn, like, it's crazy. Like, he's one of those crazy resilience stories. Like, how is he still in the league now?
Because of defense.
I get that, but
he's
like,
an elite on-ball defender. Like, all the metrics.
Extreme elite.
Yeah.
But he never could get the jump shot. I'm a Khris Dunn fan now, but he just could never get a consistent jump shot, man.
But it is just a crazy level of perseverance that he's still here.
Yeah.
Because
we're going to see him in the playoffs this year. I mean, he's
that he hasn't kind of washed off overseas or something is wild.
No, I agree because he was almost out of the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's kind of come back. What's fascinating is I agree with you. I think in totality you probably have to give the nod to Zach Lavine and give the W to J. Raw in the debate 6 years ago. I bet you guys didn't think you were going to have a Zach Lavine Chris Dunn debate on the podcast. But if they were both free agents next year, I actually think Chris Dunn would command more money in the open market, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is very.
Well, I mean, if Sacramento is smart, they're trying to find a way to get rid of Zach. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know where he goes.
Zach is unfortunately in a position because he's been such a consistent loser that like what decent team takes him?
Yeah.
And you're getting to a point too where, and again, the way the league is, you have, contenders and you have tankers. He's not even a good tank guy.
No.
He's a high volume, inefficient, often injured star.
Yeah. Who lost the state playoff game to Cooper Kupp.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a funny stat.
Yeah.
Zach Lavine deep dive. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I know, right? So tonight, Boston beats OKC by 10.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Spurs pull up a game.
Spurs are beating Memphis by like 1,000 right now.
Yes.
So they're going to close in two and a half games.
Wemby, they're going to do it. They're going to catch and pass OKC, and they're going to have to give Wemby the MVP.
Now, what does this do? Because we were talking about the MVP and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has an awesome night. Tatum again struggles shooting the ball, but Jaylen with 31, 8 and 8, a few steals.
It's amazing. They're the best team in the East this year.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's outrageous.
Like if we all had to bet money, we would bet that the Celtics would win the East, right?
Oh, right now, yeah. But before the season, no way.
Before the season, I thought they were going to barely make the playoffs.
Yes,
right.
Yes. But yes, right now they have to be even money to
Such
win
a
the
kudos
East.
to Missoula, Jaylen Brown, their infrastructure, Brad Stevens, all that.
Brad Stevens still pulling the
1000%.
strings from behind the curtain.
Yeah.
But Missoula's grown on me, man. He's something else.
He's a character. He's a character,
man.
man.
He's a character, man.
Yeah, I do think, like, once you win a championship, though, like, you elevate to, like, get a certain confidence and, like, swagger as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of see that with him.
I remember, like, somebody said this in boxing. It's like when you, like they said, basically, when you get a belt, you become 25% better. And it's really that confidence that, like, there's no more, like, I belong. I'm the guy now. There's no more, like, am I good enough? Am I?
You get that vibe from him now in press
Yes.
conferences. Where, like,
He don't
prior
care.
to that, he was kind of defensive.
Sure. And he, like, kind of, like, fell into the job because of the Ime Udoka stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, he was, this classic higher elevation. It was kind of short-circuited because of Ime, and then you're just fighting to get it done.
Is he one of Ime's guys, or was he hired on that staff?
It's a good question. So I think he's one of Brad Stevens' guys. I think he was an assistant on Brad Stevens' staff and
became a holdover for Ime.
Yeah, and I remember when the Celtics were way more talented, but they kind of got punked by the Heat that year. The Heat made the finals.
Yeah.
And Spo, the media really kind of was hard on Missoula and said, Spo just outcoached him and like.
Yeah.
And I remember Steven, and there's a lot of speculation about Missoula's job. Like, hey, do we need a more experienced guy? Like, this is an NBA title quality team. And Stevens, after that loss, like within a couple of days, like came out and emphatically supported him. So like I believe in this guy. I see how hard he works behind the scenes, how innovative he's trying to be, and and he was right. So kudos to Stevens.
No, 100%.
But I just I love his takes. I saw something he's talking about. He ended up going to like wrestling with Derek White, and they were like, is it weird or your boss going? And he's like, I'm not his boss. Like we're coworkers. Like it's this weird kind of like egalitarian type of thing.
He's got great buy-in.
I think he's got great buy-in. He and I always feel like I like people that come from like pure places, and I think like he's approaches this in a pure and innovative way, and he does the work, but at the same time he's open to like innovation and not locking himself into this is what coaches are supposed to do.
100%.
It's kind of what we were talking earlier in the show about like what I love about Wemby. I mean, like his talent is awesome, that's great, but I just like when he says stuff. Like he's not a bad blood guy. He genuinely wants to be great. You feel that when he talks, and he's competitive. Competitive. That's the thing. It matters. We were talking like the only player he like kind of treats some kind of way is Chet, but it goes back to that loss of the U19 thing, and the fact that still matters to him is awesome to me. I remember like I went with Hicksonbaugh to the Duke Coaches Clinic, Coach K and all that, and Doug Collins was the guest speaker, and this was 2005, 4 or 5, and Doug Collins spoke, and he brought up the gold medal being snatched from his neck 7 times in an hour-long speech, and he said it like it happened earlier in the week.
Oh, man.
Like that is the epitome of competitiveness.
Yeah.
Like that was at the time 34 years ago, and he was still pissed.
Yeah, that's such a crazy story. So speaking of competitiveness, great young players in the league. It's 2026 now. 2030. Who are the top 3 players in the NBA?
You said 2030?
2030. Yeah, we're sitting here 4 years from now. Who are the best 3 players in the NBA? I think
Wemby is one.
Wemby's one without a doubt.
I think Shea is still there.
Who's 2 and 3?
I think Shea is still there. I don't think he's 4 years. I don't think he's tailing off.
Yeah.
How old is he? Like 25, 26?
He's probably like mid 20s, 25, 26.
So I in 4 years I'm banking him to still be great.
Yeah.
I
had 4 names. I asked for the top 3. I had 4 names in my mind. Wemby's clear number 1, and these next 3, I don't know the order, but to me they're the clear 2, 3, 4. You guys want to guess them, or Shea's one of them?
Shea's one.
There's 2 other names.
Cade Cunningham.
I didn't have Cade as a top 4 guy.
So did you have
Cooper Flag guy?
You got
Cooper Flag.
You a Coop guy?
And there's one more.
Jeez.
This one's kind of obvious. You're just not thinking of him.
Oh.
AJ DeMonster.
Jordan Peterson, hot take. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I would have Cade 5. I don't think Cade. I think those 4 guys can win a title as the best player on the team. I don't think Cade can.
See, I
You don't think Cade can? I don't think Anthony Edwards can.
I don't think Anthony Edwards can.
You don't?
No.
Especially not in Minnesota.
I've been going.
You're anti-AAE. Interesting.
No.
I haven't heard this.
I love AA.
Okay.
I said this a couple years ago. He needed to get the fuck out of Minnesota and go to San Antonio.
Yeah.
When Wemby was first coming in, he should have beat Fox there.
Yeah.
And then you're set. I think he's wasting his life in Minnesota.
So if he has the roster to help him win the title,
but he ain't gonna get it.
That's one thing. My thing is like, he's a alpha, top 5, first team All NBA guy who can win the title if he has the right pieces.
Win.
As the best player on the team. That's my point.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he's a first team All NBA guy?
Well, he's not.
Not right now.
He's not.
What?
Not right now.
He's not.
I'd take him top 5 in the league. No.
Well, no, I'm saying. Well, the fact is, he's not going to be first team All NBA. That's what I'm saying. That's like a stone cold 1,000%. There's absolutely 0% chance he makes a first team All NBA this year. He'll be 3rd team at best.
Really?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So Shea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Assuming the injury.
Joker.
Even
Jokic.
Yeah. Even if Cade is not there, you put
Wemby.
Jalen there. Yeah.
Jalen. Okay.
Yeah. Even if Cade is not there,
He'll
you
be
put
better
Jalen
than
there.
Jalen next year and the year after that and the year after that. Jalen's having his career year this year.
In 4 years, Jalen's gonna have way more deterioration, and Ant should be in his peak years.
Yeah.
But my he can't stay in Minnesota. He cannot stay there.
No. Yeah. That's
Unless they trade for Giannis.
Every year.
But even that.
No.
Yeah.
You're wasting every year of your life in Minnesota.
But here's the thing, you almost need to go east if you're not going to go to OKC.
Well, guess what? They may be moving east.
That's true.
Minnesota, maybe when they bring the expansion teams in.
And he needs to stay west. He just got to get away from those fuckers. Whatever it takes.
You got to get away from
whatever it
OKC.
takes.
And honestly, in another year or two, I still think this year Wemby's beatable, but another year or two, the only way to be able to beat Wemby is if he's injured. I think he's gonna have an inevitability that Jordan and Shaq had in their prime.
You think so?
I think
Could be, yeah.
I'm not sure on that.
I'm still fixated on Ant posting the epic Malcolm X by any means picture with the gun in the window and Minnesota outside.
I love it.
I think right now he's the greatest bargain in sports.
Ant?
Wemby.
Oh, Wemby.
Yeah,
because on the rookie deal.
Yeah, on the rookie deal.
Yeah.
And the team is loaded. But I'm not 1,000% sure once you pay him the max. And San Antonio is a good franchise, but then the team cannot be as deep as it is, ideally.
And you're gonna have to you'll have to pay him, then you'll have to pay Castle, then you'll have to pay Harper, one after the other.
To
be
me,
tough.
since LeBron, there's been different guys that have had like the torch of the best player in the league. There's been like Durant had it for a year. Curry kind of arguably had it. Jokic, Giannis. They've all kind of like grabbed the torch for. Like, you can make the argument they're the best player in the league. LeBron emphatically for like 8 to 10 years. Nobody would argue the best player in the league. Wemby, I think, will be the next guy.
Once he gets it, he'll have it for a little while.
Who has a run where 5 to 7 years, everybody knows Wemby's the guy. Similar to, I'm not saying he's going to be as good as LeBron,
but you're just not going to have that question. You'll be able to ask.
Shaq had it.
You'll be able to ask random people on the street who's the best player in the NBA. It's him.
Yeah. And
I agree.
Given how smart the front office has assembled the pieces around him, as long as he's healthy, like I don't think anybody's beating him in a couple of years. As long as he's healthy.
So what's your estimation on that? You 2 to 3 years is your
I think they could win the title this year, but I mean
consistently
when I mean he's like hands down the best
player.
You reach
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
I would say like by 2028, like there's no question.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fair assessment.
So he'll go into the 2028 Olympics in LA as the best player in the world.
I think so.
Undisputed.
Yeah.
Gosh, I gotta go to that Olympics.
Wearing the French colors.
Who's the second best French? Because Batum will be out of the league. I'm trying to think of all the French guys.
We have the like Sarr and Lysak are our Frenchmen.
All you need is 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah.
10 pieces. How awesome would it be if Steph Curry played in the Olympics
again?
He said he said he's interested.
Well, the old guys want to play again. Kevin Durant wants to play. Curry wants to play.
I mean, goddamn. I mean that his barrage of threes.
Unbelievable.
But it's honestly one of my favorite basketball moments in the history of the game, in my life.
Better than Pedro's Posse's first title?
Yes. When John was a pivotal figure. He had a brief but somewhat glorious run.
Yep. True story. I almost died giving my life for Pedro's Posse to win the first title. After he won, I had like a fever the day of the title game, and I like took like 3 Advil and played. And then, like, the next day I woke up, like, so sick. And anyways, long story short, I, like, ended up in the hospital, like, 3 or 4 days later. Because I, like, delayed going to the doctor and kept, like, playing.
As you should. Fucking Darren Peterson would have been in the hospital before the game started.
Took down, growing up in the semis, and 1-800 Trial Pro in the finals.
John can breathe. John will play.
Yeah, we all want Curry and LeBron and Durant. Like, to me, if they play again, that's a fun story, right?
Yeah.
Except Durant, we just want Durant out of there.
No, I don't mind. LeBron's the one I want out of there.
Yeah, you're not a LeBron fan. Fink's always been anti-LeBron, which I kind of
I haven't. I love LeBron in the Heat years.
Yeah.
That was peak LeBron for me, and I loved it. I just thought he was a bitch when he went back to Cleveland after that owner dicked around. I don't care about the people.
I mean, I think we all did. I was like...
I have not genuinely rooted for him since that move.
I don't think I've ever rooted for him.
Yeah, I rooted for him in the Heat years, man.
Did
for
you?
Sure. Yeah.
I was always
the Ray Allen corner 3. I was there for it.
How many more years to see in the league?
Who?
LeBron.
No more than 2.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be contingent on if he's serious about the Olympics.
True.
If somehow he gets fixated on that, if he doesn't, I think he goes 1 more year.
I think 1 more year max. I think he's done after next year.
Well, I tend to agree with you, but if there's some genuine sentiment to make it to the 28 games. If that's it, he'll probably figure out a way to extend it to that, because you would basically finish the regular season,
do
the
go
games,
right into
and
that,
that's your thing.
and that'll be the single.
Right off into the
Is he a
sunset.
top 30 player in the NBA this year?
Top 30? I don't know. That's such a number.
How good is he still? I don't know. It's tough. He's a hard guy to evaluate because he doesn't look great anymore in the regular season. Numbers are still pretty good, but man, in a playoff series, like if I'm the other team, I'm still like, man, it's LeBron. Like, there's still something there, like an aura there, you know?
No, again, going back to the Olympics, like my favorite moment in that was in the Serbia game when he guarded Jokic a bit.
Yeah.
Like he basically, I'll guard him. He was gonna compete and do better than anybody else we had.
No, he's still good, man. And I love how he allows Luka to, because he's LeBron. I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do.
You are serving at the pleasure of the president.
You know what I mean? He allows Austin Reeves to still be Reeves and take the second most shots on the team.
It's gonna be interesting to see where he ends up next year.
Yeah, because I don't think it's the Lakers.
No,
I don't think it's the Lakers.
And I do think that also, like, there's a scenario where he doesn't play next year. If nothing comes together that's appealing, that wouldn't be just kind of weird or forced.
See, here's another hot take.
It's a small chance, but I'm just saying, if the Laker thing severs and nothing else kind of works out right, like that, hey, I can go there. Here's what I can do. He's a calculating person. He's not
Very calculated.
like a whimsical dude. Like, he's going to look at it and be like, I'm looking for specific things that, whether it's at a level of contention or role fit, respect for the players on that team, because he knows everybody in the damn league. It's going to have to all fit.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, there's a small chance that this is the end.
Yeah. I think he loves the game.
I agree with that.
Like, loves the game. Where I think Jordan loved the game. I can't say Michael Jordan didn't love the game, but I think Jordan loved the competition more than the game.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where I think Jordan was like, he knew he could for some reason, I don't know why Jordan was okay walking away. I still don't understand at 36 after he won that last title, because, like, nobody in today's era would do that.
Yeah. You would just. It was weird, though, the whole dynamic of that with, like, it was the last run. Like, I almost feel like psychologically, somewhere in the early part of that year, they literally just, it became like there was a finality to it. And it almost, by the time you got to the end, everybody was so sold on the finality of it that nobody was willing to just walk it back and say, hey, wait, let's run this back. What are we fucking doing? It's a, like,
because he was 36.
I'm not 100% sure, but I literally think that there was a psychological impact with that group dynamic.
Because today, if that were to happen and the whole team were to fall apart because of contracts or whatever, then Michael Jordan would just go sign with another good team,
right,
and play when he was 37.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand why. Like, if you like. I mean, he obviously loved the game, but I don't know. Maybe he just had burnout. I don't know. To me, that's one of the bizarre.
Burnout is where
the most bizarre thing.
I mean, I think burnout was a part of it. I just think there was a weird psychological. Like Phil was like a voodoo master, and like, he kind of sold everybody on, this is the last run, this is our final moment, this is whatever. And I think the fact that he come back with the Wizards was because, once he kind of stepped away from that, he realized, like, I still want to play.
Yeah.
But I do think that there was a weird psychological thing with that group that created this weird finality to that season.
Yeah.
Can we go to one non-sports topic?
Do we have to?
I'm a basketball specialist, but I'll try
to. I think you may have something here.
Right.
I think you may have something here. So, Jay-Z did a interview. He never does interviews, right? So he hasn't done one in 1,000 years.
Pretentious prick.
The only part of the interview that I found interesting that I wanted to talk about here is he talked about the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh.
And he was talking about...
Got me, Bubba.
Yeah, I know it. And he was talking about the essence of rap beef. And he was saying, like, I don't like rap beef. And we don't need it in the culture anymore.
So that quote is to rap beef, not specific to Drake and
Kendrick. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was saying how the Drake and Kendrick beef went too far. And, like he was saying here, we love the excitement and I love the sparring. But in this day and age, there's so much negative stuff that comes with it. You almost wish it didn't happen. The Drake and Kendrick beef altogether. So now he says, now people that like Kendrick hate Drake no matter what he makes. It's like an attack on his character. I don't know if I love that. I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on social media. It's too far, bringing people's kids in it, etc., et cetera. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
I know you're a beef guy.
Yes.
But I agree with him.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you're talking about, like unification, economic empowerment, this was divisive. You have hip hop fans that are like almost irrationally hate one artist or the other. For what? I mean, if you're big with the whole, government puppeteering, media puppeteering, like that beef played into it.
But it's a part of what we always say. I mean, they're mostly all idiots.
Well, I know that.
Like it's okay. Like I like Kendrick and Drake. I never felt I never felt like I had to choose a side, but a lot of people did.
It's the impressionable like teenager or person in his early 20s that like I think it's wrapped up into that. But I do think when those big beefs happen though, it only grows the hip hop industry. So like is all growth good? I don't know, mostly, right? Because it means more money for everyone. Like there's no question. Like I probably was not would not be a hip hop fan if it wasn't for the 50 Cent and Ja Rule beef. Like,
yeah.
Like remember VH1 used to have the show.
It's
Beef?
not about the music.
Yeah,
for
I remember
John.
that.
It's just about
Like it just all that stuff just like grabs people's attention and it attracts more viewers and more eyes and then I don't know. So to me, it's like. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity, but I think the end result is growth for the industry and more revenue for the industry. So I think that's probably a good thing, more opportunity in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think all growth is good growth.
Yeah.
I just don't from an economic standpoint. And I don't, I think when the growth continues to sort of pigeonhole a culture, I don't think it's necessarily good growth.
Mm.
And also another sneaky take, and I haven't even heard a lot of people say this, but I don't know how. Like this Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef has a ton of similarities to the Jay-Z and Nas beef. And it's funny that he would have this take because that got extremely personal as well.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z and Drake were in similar situations where Jay-Z was the bigger artist, but a lot of people felt like Nas was the better rapper, the better bars, you know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people afterwards would say that Nas won that battle and Jay-Z has a loss. And a lot of people didn't think that Jay-Z would come back from that and everyone was playing the Nas song back then like they're playing the Kendrick song now. It's so many similarities. And he has this take of rap beef is, it's not, it doesn't do anybody any good and et cetera, et cetera. So, I think it's a little bit of that maybe he has,
flavoring his opinion.
Where do you fall on the side? Like, do you fall on the side of like more positive? Or,
I do. I think, I don't, whether it's positive or negative, I think it's necessary. I think it's because it's at the essence, it's at the root of rap. It's like if you take that out,
it's competitive.
Yeah, because you take the competitiveness out of it. You know what I mean? Now you just have people making songs, and rap is about so much more than that. Now, and sometimes that happens. They get personal, but people like Kendrick and Drake, they're never going to meet up and shoot each other. Like that's what we want out. That's what we don't want in.
Wasn't there shooting at Drake's mansion in Toronto though last year?
No, they it was either a shooting or like some type of robber or somebody came to rob her. Okay. It was one of those two, but you may be right. But it wasn't like anybody from Kendrick's camp. It was just dumb idiot fans. You know what I mean?
My favorite part of the Drake Kendrick beef was Drake sitting courtside at the Raptors game when DeMar DeRozan came back and played them, and DeMar DeRozan had recently like appeared on stage with Kendrick Lamar, and and Drake was like mean mugging him, and I think he even like did like this to DeMar DeRozan like one time in the game, and like literally was like mean mugging him, like he was gonna like beat him up in the game, and like DeRozan was like looking over him, just like chuckling at him. It was hilarious.
He left the lint roller back at the crib.
Yeah, it was an hilarious. Like
he cut LeBron out too, because LeBron was singing the Kendrick beef song, like, and he put it on social media.
Did he? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I do think that I mean, not only did Drake lose the battle, I just think he took he's got a stain on him that's not going away.
What kind of stain?
Just like that, like he ended up looking small and doing weird shit like that. And with LeBron, he came off like not just losing, but like the smaller man. And I don't think he's ever recovered. Like he's coming back.
To me, that was the first time where like social media and just like the culture in general just like really turned on him.
Yeah, and that's a part of what Jay-Z was saying as well, because it's a different age with social media. It's like it's just it's going to magnify things. But again, I like Drake, I like Kendrick as well, but I thought Drake was on par with all of that stuff, because like LeBron and DeMar DeRozan, both of them are said to be like friends of Drake, like on their own volition, right? So like, if I catch Pink and John Pagavich on social media singing a rap song, I'm going.
Pink and they have a rap beef?
I'm sorry to say, you guys are cut off. You guys are cut off. I mean, you know,
I always wanted to write a diss track on me.
you guys are cut off, man. So I was all for that. You know, it's not like he's coming at random people for singing Kendrick songs.
Rapping Bubba's rival song.
Yeah, man. You just can't do that if you're friends.
You do make a good point though. That, like hip hop is so competitive. More so than other musical genres.
Yeah,
that's just like the nature of hip hop.
It's just the nature. Now again, there
aren't a lot of opera beefs.
right.
You know, we don't want the violence. I don't want the violence, but everything else, I think is fair play. Yeah. So that's pretty much my take. But you know, the Drake album is supposed to be coming out anytime now, and To the Stain, I do agree with. I do agree with there is a you know, Drake he's down right now.
Yeah.
Right? But he's just one album away, another single away from being Drake again, in my opinion.
I don't feel that because it's funny. Like my son Camden, he's been down on Drake for a little while now. Oh, yeah. He just thinks a lot of his stuff is just kind of dull and uninnovative, and he's just kind of like in this thing, and he's like. And I think the danger of it is he could release this, and there are people that would have been interested in checking it out that are never going to check it out.
I think that's impossible.
No,
I think you know why I think it's impossible? Because even while he's been down, he's still been number one.
Like, I mean, I get it.
So,
all I'm saying is
somebody's listening to him.
No, I'm not saying nobody's listening.
Yeah,
I'm saying there's going to be a percentage of people that, you know, whatever, 5 years ago they would have been interested in listening, and now
my argument is those people are lying. I know, and I see what you see. I see what your son see. Yeah. I see people say, I'm not listening to Drake anymore. Kendrick is this and that, but like they're listening to him. Like I think they're lying, and you know that's what I think, because there's no way he could still dominate iTunes without a single album out.
What about bots and stuff like that?
No, and even with that, they've abolished that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't even at the center of that anyway. So
right,
Drake, man, I love some.
We'll see.
I love some of his songs, but like, man, he is so corny. Did you ever see the video of him warming up with Kentucky basketball?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
you say he shot an air ball?
Such a great video. He back when he was cool with Calipari at UK, he literally dressed up with like a Kentucky basketball uniform. It was like with
in a game,
warming up in a game,
pre-game warm up,
and pre-game warm ups. And the first time he gets the ball, he comes in. You know how you do like 2-line layups?
Yeah.
He catches one and he bends his knees and shoots it serious and air ball. It was so funny. And there was these like memes, you know. Oh man. Yeah, he's so corny. But I like these good songs.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, because he could flop now. It has to be good music.
I like some of his music, but yeah, I mean, he'll have to really.
It's a lot of pressure on him, because it has to be. If it's not a good album, it's going to be it's going to be scary hours for him.
Yeah,
it's going to be scary time for him. Yeah, no, that's for sure. Very last thing here. This is back to basketball. I don't know if you guys had anything about this. Pat Bev has been trending for two things.
I like Pat Bev.
Number one,
I like his podcast.
Oh,
you don't like his podcast?
I don't like him. I mean, podcast, playing, fucking. I think
he's funny. He's funny on his podcast. But yeah, as a player,
he says that James Harden is the better player than Dwayne Wade, and it's not really close.
Oh.
What do you say to that?
It's interesting. I mean, you could look at like peak Harden, where he's this offensive hub and putting up the crazy regular season numbers. Like, Wade never did that, but he actually won titles and stuff, and that's kind of the point of playing.
Wade is an interesting one, because for whatever reason, I respect him, obviously, great player, but I've never been a big Dwayne Wade fan, because I feel like all his titles have kind of had asterisks. Like that title he won with Shaq, I swear that was the worst officiated NBA Finals I've ever seen.
Well, how
many times he got to the free throw line?
Oh, if he took 2 forward steps, it was a foul.
It was the worst. It was the worst
horrific
officiating I've ever seen, and that finals actually changed how NBA officiating works today. Because Mark Cuban started a new process.
That is the series that did that.
So he's a pioneer. But I remember though, when he rolled into USA Basketball on the heels of that, he was horrible, because he was just launching himself forward, and they weren't calling anything.
Right.
And he was
really
fucking up the team because of that. Like, he would try to do all this stuff. It was in the World Championships of 2006, and like, he would drive, he would expect these NBA calls, and everyone just keep playing, go the other way, and it was all these wasted possessions that essentially ended up being live ball turnovers to benefit the other team, and he was a fucking nightmare. I don't think I've ever really been a huge Wade fan.
Me neither.
Like, I mean,
I'm jealous of Pat Bev's take now.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about his role in the other titles.
But they're so fundamental. There's something so fundamentally wrong about Harden.
No,
I'm just really uncomfortable with. I mean, like, I know I'm not uncomfortable. I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's my favorite vegetable? Well, I don't eat vegetables, so I don't have one.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm way more invested in the Khris Dunn, Zach Lavine debate than the Dwayne Wade James Harden debate. I don't know why.
Rightly so, man.
But that is an interesting one because he became pretty irrelevant pretty quick. Dwayne Wade, like in his playing career, like once LeBron left, he was done.
He was done. Oh, yeah, he was
so
done.
like,
yeah.
if LeBron never came to Miami, he's never getting another title. And then the one title he did get, it was the worst officiating I've ever seen. And
yeah,
he was probably the best player on that team, but he still, I don't know. So I'm with you. It's not like a foregone conclusion. He's like just a completely different level than James Harden. But
yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of either.
It really feels like an apples and oranges comparison.
Yeah.
Because of the way Harden plays, his failure to do anything in the playoffs, and then Wade, the way he plays, kind of the mixed, 3 titles, but kind of like mixed emotions about how those titles were actually achieved. Yeah, it's really not it's an odd comparison.
It is.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you, John, for coming through, man. We had some good conversation today, man. Finally came through after 3 years of invites.
We had to literally move the studio close to his house.
It's like 7 minutes away. I'm actually going to jog home now.
Shout out to Ant for
You're
providing us
home?
a closer podcast. Still in shape.
Don't get hit by like a drunk Rachel's customer.
You can go ahead, Ant. Appreciate you. On the bench.